So for this challenge, it'll be super simple. I am only able to use ghost type Pokemon, and I'm limiting myself to 3 Pokemon. Ghost type and Generation 2 are completely busted. So we're going to see how well this goes. I'm not allowed to use items in battle. Let's get started. Because the ROM cannot be edited in anything like PK Hex, we actually have to go and catch our Mareep. We finally find one after 3 hours, and we name it Cloud Save. After making it all the way to Bellsprout Tower, I do find a Cubone, I name it Like, and then I go back to grinding until I'm about on par with the first gym leader. And now comes Falconer. So this fight is super tedious. So as you see here, I am able to tackle the Mareep. I'm not actually able to lick Mareep because it is a normal flying type. So we slowly whittle it down. And then we start to see the problem to this run is that I'm only limited to 3 ghost types for this whole run. So I decided to hold off on catching my third one. Here comes Hoot Hoot. And you can see how much damage we're doing. So we're going to speed this up for you guys because this was tedious as hell. Hoot Hoot finally falls after 20 minutes. And then comes Pidgeotto. So I go for tackles, trying to whittle it down. And I start to remember that Pidgeotto is a fighting type, not a normal type. So I go for Lick. Sadly, we do faint and we go into Lick. I'm starting to panic. And we manage to hit him perfectly. After the first gym, I get Mareep to level 15 to evolve it, and while grinding, I find a shiny Diglett. A little sad. 1 Rocket Admin later, and we're in Bugsy's gym. Bugsy leads off with Ladybell, so we decide to go for a tackle. As I get confused, we break through the first one, and we just keep whittling it down. We get confused again, not caring for the confusion, and KO the Ladybell. Now comes out Scizor. I swap into Like, going for Headbutts because this thing can't hit me. It is an ice fighting type. Sorry, bug fighting type. It can't hit me, so I just get free reign over it, and I just get to whittle him down. I decide to save some of my Headbutts for any future Mons that Bugsy's going to send out. We slowly whittle down the Scizor with Lick. And then comes out a Venonat, who is Mono Bug, so I go for another Lick to get Paralysis. And I just decide to do this whole fight with Lick. Why not? It's not very special defense. And then comes out Sneasel, a Dragon Bug type. So we just whittle it down with Headbutt until it faints. Now it's Rival Fight. He starts off with a Steel type Bellsprout, so guess what we're doing? We're using Lick to whittle down this Bellsprout. And I'm just going to skip until it's dead. Bellsprout finally fades, and now comes out the fighting type Bayleaf. I decided to go into Like, going for a Headbutt just to see how much damage it does. So we just spam it all out. Why not? This Bayleaf is not very defensive. It is super hard hitting though. And then comes out the Psychic Zubat. I go for a Headbutt, just being stupid. And remember, Lick's super effective. Sadly, like fakes, we go into Cloud Save and we lick it until it's dead. With no hesitation, we go and rush Whitney. She starts off with Porygon, who is normal electric type. So we're going for Cut to slowly whittle him down. Then we get to see Snubble, who is mono normal type, but he does KO me with a Bite. We go into Like, we go for Headbutt, going for 3 of them to pick up Snubble for a 3-piece. Coughing comes out a flying normal type, 4 Headbutts, and we are barely holding on. Mantine comes out, I go for Headbutt, Mantine goes for Supersonic, lands it on the second one. And Mantine can't hit me, so I just get to Headbutt it until it's dead. I decided to go and get my third Pokemon, which is going to be Sudowoodo, and this is the last mon I can use on our team. I do train Marowak until it evolves, and I train Flaffy until it evolves. I now start Morty's gym. I don't have very many answers into Ariados, so I decided to lead with Clip, and we're going to just spam Giga Drain, mostly just because I don't have anything else. He swaps into Girafarig, who is a normal ghost type. I keep going for Drain. It does pick up a KO. He goes back in Ariados. I keep thinking, you know what, let's just keep using Drain. I go for Low Kick like an idiot, because I forgot it doesn't work that way. I do pick up the KO with Drain, and then he sends out Miltank. Miltank's a little weird. I don't know what's wrong with the Miltank AI. It has Nightshade, but it just decides to set up with Milk Drink and Defense Curls constantly for some reason. Even though Ghost in this generation is physical, this ROM does fix that. So I guess the AI was just not adjusted. I don't know what was going on here. We keep whittling him down. I'm starting to get a little annoyed, so I go back into Clip. And we go for Drain, and now we see the Nightshade as I pick up the KO. And then we see Marowak. His Marowak versus my Ampharos. I go for Shadow Ball, and it is a 2-piece per game. We decide to take on the Mysterious Man. He starts with Drowsy. We pick up a KO with Giga Drain. He then sends out Weeping Bell. We go for Low Kick to pick up another KO. And now comes out Magneton, who is a Ghost type, uses Convert into a normal type. I hit him with the Low Sleep, but he confuses me. He sets up Barrier. I'm not having any of this. So I swap into Cloud Save. I go for Cut. He converts back into a Steel type. I use Shadow Ball. He converts again, and I use Shadow Ball to pick up KO. Cloyster comes out for Chuck. I go for Earth Power. He protects the first one. I go for it again, and it picks up the KO. He then swaps into Hitmontop. I leave Light. We're going for Nightshade. We do some decent damage, but sadly, Razor Leaf will pick up the KO. I go into Clip for a nice and powerful Strength to pick up a KO on Hitmontop. Then comes out Hitmonchan, who is a Fire type. I swap into Cloud Save, and I'm ready for this man, so I click Earth Power to KO him, and then comes out Smeargle, who's a Steel type, and I just leave Cloud Save in for game. Next up on my list is Jasmine. So let's get this gym leader started off right. She starts with Dunsparce, who is a Rock and Steel type, so I lead off with Light, going for some poke damage, kind of just trying to feel it out. We're going for Nightshade. We're finding that good damage now, and we just Nightshade it to death. Then comes out Quillfish, who is Water Steel. She sets up Minimize. I land one Nightshade. I go for another one as I'm getting Pin Missiled to death. I land the second one. She does kill Light, and we go into Sudowoodo. I go for Drain, miss the first one, go for the second one, pick up that nice KO. Next comes out Victory Bell, so I swap into Cloud Save. I go for a nice and powerful Earth Power to pick up an Oko, and now comes out Slowking, an Electric Steel type, and I Earth Power it for game. Next up is Price, who leads with Ursaring. I start with Light, going for a Headbutt, and then going for Shadow Ball, Shadow Punch, not doing as much as I was hoping, but it does pick up the KO. Next is Jinx, who is a Dark Ice type. I go for Headbutt. Sadly, Light just did not have any HP. I go into Clip, being stupid, but Dynamic Punch does Oko. So we're going to accept this little misplay here. Stantler comes out. I go for Drain. Sorry, I was supposed to go to Drain. My script is wrong. We go into Cloud Save, going for 2 Earth Powers to pick up Stantler. Now comes out Delibird. Delibird is a Ice and Dark type, so we just go for Earth Power for game. Next up is Claire. This gym is a little different as Dragon types seem to be very obscure in this game. Starting off with Nidoqueen, who is a Dragon Grass type. I go for a Dynamic Punch, missing the first one. Go for Shadow Punch, land it. Sadly, Like does go down. I go into Cloud Save and Shadow Ball Nidoqueen. Lapras is Mono Dragon, starting off with Parashong, doing 3 Shadow Balls to pick up a KO. I sadly do have to swap here, but I am learning Magnitude. This comes into play later on over Iron Tail. Muck comes out, who is a Dragon Poison type, so we're going into Clip, trying to just think about my ideas here. We go for Strength, just kind of whittling it down. We're going for Drain next, doing Jack All. We go for Nightshade, almost doing some good damage, but sadly Faint. Cloud Save comes out next. I go for Shadow Ball to pick up the KO on Muck. Next is Gyarados, who is a Dragon Water type. I get hit with Dragon Rage, and I'm almost dead. It's hanging on with 7 HP. Kingdra comes out, and we Shadow Ball it for game. Let's start off our E4 with Will. Will leads with Apom, so we're leading with Clip, doing Nightshade, doing about 40 HP. 3 of them KO. Zatsu comes out next. We're staying in on Clip. We're going to keep using Nightshade to whittle down all of his mod. Zatsu is a Ghost Psychic type in this generation. Fun fact, English is hard. Crobat comes out. Oko's Clip. We go into Cloud Save, our Lord and Savior this run. Shadow Ball KO's Crobat. Next comes out Unknown. Shadow Ball KO's Unknown. You can catch the rest of the theme. Magneton comes out, Shadow Ball, and Dragonite comes out for a nice Shadow Ball. Up next is Koga. Koga is rocking out with his Poison type, so he leads with Tangela, who is a Grass Poison type. I go for Nightshade, just whittling it down. Sadly, Clip just falls. He just doesn't have that HP, but Light comes out to KO. Heracross is next. We're going to stay in on Light, going for Shadow Ball as I get poisoned, so now I'm taking residual damage on top of anything he does. Hypno comes out, who's a Water Poison type. We're going to keep going for Shadow Ball, and we're just going to keep whittling him down. Sadly, Like is on a ticking time bomb. Seeking comes out, a Dark Poison type. We go into Cloud Save to Oko him. Next is Magcargo. We Oko it. Sorry, 2-piece it with Shadow Ball. And now is Magmar. We go for Shadow Ball, almost picking up that KO, and the second one for game. Next up is Bruno. This one is a very interesting fight, and we'll get into why. He leads with Jumpluff, who is a fighting flying type. So we're going to go for Clip yet again. We're just trying to figure out how to whittle everything down. Clip is just really here to do that right now. Strength, and sadly, Nightshade almost gets him to live, but Clip just barely makes it. Still, it comes out next to is a Steel Fighting type. I go for Drain, getting him just under half as I'm being poisoned. And next comes out Like. Like's gonna finish this with a KO. Hello, phone. Politoed comes out next, and we keep him in as he sets up with Belly Drum. 2 Shadow Balls will pick up the KO as I get Perish Song. Mr. Mime is next, and this is why this fight gets interesting. Mr. Mime baton passes into Togetic, who is mono ground, and I have to swap here, or Like sadly dies to Perish Song, so I go into Cloud Save, going for a Shadow Ball to KO him. Next is Mr. Mime again. I go back into Like, hitting Shadow Ball as he baton passes into Poliwrath. Sandstorm goes up, 3 Shadow Balls later, and Poliwrath Fate, and now it's that Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime lands an Oko move. I'm losing my mind. Cloud Save comes out. I go for Shadow Ball, and it's almost there. I live with 4 HP. Now is the Dark member of the E4. She leads Electabuzz. I lead Clip. Clip is barely holding on. His Fate is a 2-piece on us. We go into Like. Like goes for his last Shadow Ball, doing jack all. I go for Nightshade. Like is just taking a beating. Then comes out Lantern, a Dark Water type. Sadly picks up the KO. Next is Cloud Save. I'm looking for something interesting. We go for Earth Power, doing some decent damage. 2 Earth Powers pick up the KO. And sadly, Houndoom is here, a Grass Dark type who KOs me. So, let's talk about why the video ends here very quick. First things first, Visual Boy M had an update and corrupted my save. I know some people would be like, just replay the game. The thing is that they wouldn't be the same Pokemon. It'd be a completely new run, and I want this to come out on time for you guys. So I'm sadly going to table this one for now. I will come back to this challenge, or at least something in Fool's Gold. I like this ROM a lot. But for now, I will be tabling it. Also, before any other video goes up, because I know people are going to ask, did you say you were only doing 2 challenge videos a month? This is correct. Bingo games do not count as challenges. They are its own little subcategory. It's like Lee's Third Strike Thursdays. I have Pokemon Bingo Monday. So just keep that in mind. I just thought I'd bring that up for you guys. And I'll mention it also in today's Bingo episode as well. Thank you guys for watching, though. Please like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.